Okay, there we go. Huh. Hi. Just making sure that it is on the right mic, and I need to, oh gosh. Just making sure that it is on the right mic, and I need to, oh gosh. There we go. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me okay. It looks like the wireless mic is doing its job. Desktop audio. I put on some Mozart. So hopefully that won't get the audio killed. I mean, it's Mozart. Come on now. Who's going to copyright claim that? Okay, so day before yesterday, this was where we'd gotten with the bag, and I'm loving it. Like, seriously, I'm loving this bag. It's got nice structure. It's going to be even better once we start getting everything put together. With the stabilizer in this part, I'm going to plug in my iron because that's the one thing that I forgot to do. I was running a little late tonight. I took my son school clothes shopping and did all that stuff today, and y'all, I was tired and my hip was killing me by the time I got home. So I've been just kind of sitting and chilling, and I waited till the last minute to start my dinner. So yeah. Y'all, I found 2 of these in a thrift store today. It's got some masking tape on it, but it's one of those purse hangers. The other one is on my desk with my purse hanging from it. Or my handbag hanging from it. But yeah, and when I leave, I'll just pull it off and slip it into my bag. That way, if we're going to a restaurant or something like that, I don't have to sit my purse down on the floor or hold it in my lap the whole time. 25 cents for the both of them. Like, that's a deal. So I've gone over the next parts of the pattern, the things that I need to pay attention to. Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. So I've got a few notes hanging on the wall right here so that I can keep up with it without having to refer back to the pattern so many times over on the computer, so I can kind of stay, in the view of the camera and keep things going. So I'm going to iron over this really quickly. It's not even really hot enough yet, but I'm impatient. Anybody else like that? You're like, I don't want to wait. I just want to get it done. So I'm going to be measuring and making some marks. Where is my ruler? So originally I had said, you know what, I'm not going to go rogue on this. I'm going to do it by the pattern, but the lining zipper pocket, since I'm using all waterproof canvas, I find it a lot easier just to do it my own way, which is, so the pattern, the lining zipper pocket in this pattern does not have raw edges of the zipper tape inside the pocket, right? It's great. Wonderful. But it's a different way than I do it. So I'm going to do it my way. So that's the one area that I'm going to go rogue on the pattern. So yeah, there's that. So just giving you a heads up sort of thing. So now I'm going to use my ruler and make a couple of marks with my chalk pen. That is not straight. Here, let me grab my paintbrush because that will drive me nuts. And y'all, it's hot. It's stinking 85 degrees right now, and I feel like it's 85 degrees in this room. Like, it does not feel good. So I'm going to line it up with the top of the pocket more than the bottom because the bottom is just a little bit wavy. But again, it's on the bottom of the pocket. Nobody's going to see that. I'm not too concerned. So now we're going to go straight over to the machine, and after I put my zipper foot, or put my foot back on, because I did contact Sunny Sewing in Dallas, and we're working on getting me the correct screw. So yay for that. Let me switch over to the machine. Can y'all hear me okay? Hopefully you can. I can't even use the screwdriver that goes with my machine because... Oh no. See, I don't know if rain would help us right now or not. I don't know if it's to the point that this is going to take me a hot minute to put this screw on because it is not my friend at all. I have to hold it weird with my fingernail just to keep it from falling while I try to get it screwed in. Oh, there we go. Okay, it made a liar of me, but that's okay. But yeah, I texted with the tech at Sunny Sewing for probably about an hour the other day. I sent him photos of the screw that broke. Apparently, even the screw that broke isn't even the right screw for this machine. It's supposed to be a like silver colored machine or thread. Screw. Yeah, screw. That's the word I'm trying to think of. Not thread, not machine, screw. Flooding yesterday. Oh no. That's not good. I hope everybody is staying safe and dry. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch these. I still have my longer stitch length set. This isn't straight either. So I'm just going to not follow the line that I drew on there. It's a little scary, I know. Actually, I'm going to do it this way and just pull the thread behind. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing. Just pull it behind. Maybe. Okay, apparently I'm not going to do that with this one. I'm just going to cut it. Let me grab my paintbrush real quick. I use a paintbrush to get rid of the chalk marks, especially in the waterproof canvas. You know, words are hard today. Because it gets down in the fibers and really gets the chalk off of it. Otherwise it sticks there and you can see it. So let's go up this one. I haven't even checked what our weather is going to be like here for the next little while. I know it's been just ridiculously hot the past week or so. But our weather here is weird anyway. It fluctuates worse than Alabama weather did when I lived there. So, I mean, if anybody's familiar with how the weather fluctuates in the South, it's worse up here. I think it's probably like that everywhere, you know? It worked on this end. Yay! So now I'll get in there and brush away my chalk mark. And now my pockets are divided. So you've got probably like a pen pocket there and your cell phone, whatever. I am going to be adding a key catcher, basically, to the bag. So I've got to remember to put that together. See, I worry because we've had some cooler weather already. It got down in the 40s at night, and it was down to like 60, I want to say, night before last, and then way up in the 80s the next day, which is not uncommon for here. But, train of thought, please keep up with me. Yeah, because we've had such cool weather so soon. I worry that our winter is going to be really bad this year. Like, we got a good bit of snow last year and had power outages, so of course I worry about that again. So I just put a crease in that, and I'm going to flip this over to the back and put it on its side and kind of line things up so that that center mark is right on one of my grid lines, and I'm lining the bottom up, not the top. And I'll probably use this pen. I'm going to need this bone folder. So this is what I call my alternate method for Welt Pockets. I do have a video on it, and when I go back and do editing or what have you, I will add a card up in the corner for that so that anybody who's watching the playback later on can click on that, even though, or you can just keep watching, and because I'm going to do it here. So, so I have the two pocket lining pieces. Now they are not the same size, and that's intentional. So what I'm probably going to do is just trim down the small or the larger one. Just so that everything kind of lines up. All right, so we're going to measure down here on center, which is, I like to line one of the lines on my ruler up with the center line of the bag itself. That way, as I'm drawing my lines, I can use that as a reference point. I didn't even look at what size this is supposed to be. So I'm just going to use, I think I'm going to turn it this way so it's a little bit deeper. No, I don't think that matters very much. So we're going to go with 7-inch. I'm not going to stop and refer back to the pattern. I'm just going to kind of wing it because I do that sometimes. I haven't even cut the zipper for this yet, y'all. Don't know if I want to do a white or a black zipper. Dollar Tree for these little containers. I love them. I keep my rivets in them, and I have labeled, and then, yeah, I have my pulls in them. So I have both white and black. What do you think? The exterior of the bag is pretty dark, but so then this is, if we need that as reference as well. What do y'all think? Black tape or white tape? I need to get some like other colors here, right? So that I can keep things a little more matchy-matchy. See, driving in the snow doesn't bother me because I'm a careful driver. It's all the other people on the road that bother me, because I remember the first winter here. So that's what I was thinking, white. Anybody else? My first winter here, going out, like going to the doctor's office and things like that. Okay. So now we've got a tie. Somebody else chime in, please. The problem was I was being careful. Like there was snow drifts piled up on the side of the road that was halfway up my car, right? You couldn't see the road. Like the plow had come through, but didn't get all the way down to the pavement. So the road is still white, and everything that they plowed is piled up on the sides. So you got this narrow lane, 2 lanes, but they're narrow on the road, and there's people flying up behind me and laying on the horn like, get out of the way. I'm doing 40 miles an hour or so on a road that I can't see. And these people are flying like it's a sunny 80-degree day. Okay, I guess we're gonna go with the black on this one. So, yeah, it's crazy scary the way other people drive. I'm not too concerned about my driving. And get my other scissors. I'm trying to remember not to cut my zipper tape with my fabric scissors. So I've been using these ones. They do pretty okay on the fabric part of the tape. So I don't mind so much. So there's that. Wow, yeah, that's... We've had some flooding up here this year. We had 2 dams break here in central Michigan. It was bad enough that even during the quarantine, people were having to evacuate and go to shelters, and so they were all crammed in. Luckily, my daughter, who lives where the flood zone was, she brought the babies and came here. So I got to spend some time with the grandbabies while they were doing that. But it was scary. Like, there were videos of houses floating away. It's crazy, the stuff people were going through. But that's kind of what happens when people don't maintain their property, i.e. dams that aren't public property, they're private property that, yeah. So lining that up, and I know that the 12 right here on my mat is my center point, and I'm just going to take my pen. And so I need 3 3/4 on each side. Yeah, 3 3/4. No, 3 1/2 would be 7. I'm going to put a line there so I don't mess up. 1, 2, 3 1/2. Again, remember, I'm not following the pattern at the moment. No, see? That's not right. It is 3 3/4. See? Now you see how my brain works when I'm actually just sitting here working on a new pattern or a new design or something like that, or when I'm just winging a pattern because I don't want to look at the directions. This is the thought process. It's completely scatterbrained. I know. So I don't do 3/8 inch, I do 1/2 inch because I use number 5 zipper. If I were using a number 4, then I might do a 3/8 inch. Let me line up on my line there. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my smaller ruler and do the ends. Sorry, I'm going to get my head all up in the way here for just a second, so I can get on top of it and see where I'm drawing my lines to make sure that everything is straight. Okay, so there's that one. Now I know that I want my pocket lining to overlap that by at least a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch. So I'm going to measure 1 1/4 inch down on this piece, and I am going to draw a rectangle again, centered. That is the same length as whatever this length is, because I don't remember. That is, oh, I only did it at 7 inches. Okay, that is 7 inches long. Centered. So So that is 1/2 inch there. I am making the Monica carry-all bag. This is the new pattern by Ora Rosa Patterns. Hi Kim, how are you? And this is actually my first bag pattern that I've made by Ora Rosa Patterns. So I'm really loving the way that she organizes her patterns. It's really nice. Okay, so now for the part that's way different than you see most people do their welt pockets. And this probably takes quite a bit longer than the other methods, and I don't mind that so much. So I'm going in here with my double-sided tape, and I'm going just outside the lines. And I'm going to do this on both pieces, on the wrong side of the material. Pixies, if you're there, would you mind checking to make sure that the title of my video is correct so that I need to just make you a moderator over here too. Like, I know you got my back on Twitch. This isn't quite, why does that look wider? Maybe it's just me. Okay, thank you. So on the first live, I want to touch base on this really quick. So the playback video got a comment. Someone was pretty bothered by the fact that I talked about COVID during my stream. And it made me realize just how different streaming on YouTube can be compared to streaming on Twitch. But during live broadcasts, I will probably talk about a lot of subjects. I won't talk about politics, and I won't talk about religion. Those are the two off-limits topics. But other current events, I will probably touch on. And I'm sorry if that's not something people are used to over here on YouTube, but I like to keep conversation flowing while I'm working. And honey, that was a 4-hour stream. A 4-hour stream. No way could I have talked about this thing that I am doing on a 4-hour stream exclusively. Hi, Jaded. How are you? Honey, I have no idea. I swear. It's like I gotta have something to talk about. I don't want to just stand here the whole time working. I want to, and I can't. There's only so much you can say about what you're doing. But anyways, we will likely have some kooky conversations and some serious conversations and talk about mental health and things that make people uncomfortable sometimes. But that's okay, because sometimes those topics are necessary to talk about. And I like to get to know my community, and I want my community to get to know me on a deeper level than, oh, she's that person that sews, right? I mean, that's the way I see it anyway. Yeah, exactly. But they ended up going back and deleting their comment after I responded, letting them know, that it's a live video. It was 4 hours. It was 4-hour live. Needed to keep conversation going. But anyways, now that I have the double-sided tape around both of these, I am going to use my bone folder, and you can use a bone folder. You can use a stylus. I have a couple of stylus here, so you can even use an ink pen, a ballpoint pen that feels kind of sharp on the end. Yep. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, Pixies, at all. But I have one of these bone folders that's from the really old Cricut kits that came in the zippered case. So I'm going to actually put that right on top of my double-sided tape, And I'm going to use the sharper end of this, not too sharp, but I'm going to use the sharper end of this to score, to basically create a crease right where my line is. Just so that when I cut this open and go to fold it, it's going to fold nicely where I'm putting my mark here. That's what I see as well, Kim. While in a tutorial video or something like that, I will absolutely be the most professional me that I can be, right? But this is more like girlfriends getting together and sewing and hanging out. Or at least that's how I see it. That's the way I want it to feel. Now, if I'm streaming and we're all sitting here talking and the topic of conversation in that moment is making someone uncomfortable, and I don't want to alienate anybody. So if somebody says I'm a little uncomfortable with the way this conversation is going and they have and it's, for a good reason, then I don't mind kind of switching things up. Because I want everybody to feel welcome. But like I said, I want this to feel like, just girlfriends getting together or guy friends. I'm sure I feel like a broadcast like this is more casual. Whereas a tutorial where you're teaching is more on the professional. But that's just me. I mean, like a tutorial would be edited. You don't get to see my scatterbrainness. You're gonna see it here. Pixies can tell you. I get just a little scatterbrained every now and then. I mean, I'm getting old, so. Older. I'm not gonna claim to be old quite yet, but I'm getting older. And slightly forgettable, or forgetful, not forgettable. I might be forgettable, but forgetful. Okay, so now I'm going to cut both of these open. Gasp, I know. Okay, this thing popping up here is going to get on my nerves. So I'm going to cut both of these open. Just like you would as if these had already been sewn together. Hi, Joni! So then I'm going to take my scissors and cut right up to the corner where I've drawn my lines. And then I'm going to fold all of those edges back onto the double-sided adhesive. I mean, I do get quiet sometimes, obviously, but that's why I like having music going. So I'm going to pull the backing off of that tape, and so that's the reason for doing that sort of scoring and creating a crease there with the bone folder, is so that when I fold this back, it's going to fold neatly on that line that I drew. I'm so glad, Kay. I'm so glad. I feel like when all you get to see are the more professional tutorial videos and things like that, you're not really getting to know the person. And for some people, that's okay. Some people don't like videos with a lot of talking or whatever, and that's fine too. That's one thing I like about now having both the live playback as well as my time-lapse videos, because with the time-lapse videos you don't have to hear me talk at all. We are glad to have you, Kay. I may not have lived in the South for quite a while now, but I like to bring a little bit of that Southern hospitality into what I do. So there's the pocket lining piece that's going to be against this piece. And I'll probably go into quite a bit more detail on the other video for the alternate welt pocket method. Hi. What you doing? Nothing? Oh, nice. So how's the weather in Wyoming, Kay? We were talking about the weather earlier. Did you say? What do you want? Pizza. Really? I've already had my dinner. I had salmon and broccoli.
Yeah, it's much better. That's much better.
But you won't eat that, so. Okay. So now these two are put together. So I have to now put my zipper pull on my zipper tape really quickly. I'll be off camera for that because I don't know where my clamp is that holds the fork onto. Actually, I'll try to do it on camera. I have my handy dandy zipper tool. High wind, 55 mile per hour. Wow. Wow, we've had some recent weather similar to that here. Yeah, 60 mile an hour wind gusts. It was the first time I have ever heard the emergency broadcast in the car that wasn't a test on the radio. Hey babe, will you do me a favor? Will you like hold this right here? Just like put your hand there and keep pressure on it. Thank you. Nope, it's not lined up. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. All done.
Dan, you asked too much of me.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I like to position my zipper pull about 1/2 inch from the end, the closed end of my zipper tape, like that. And now I'm going to put another row of my double-sided tape around the opening. If you want pizza, babe, get pizza. I mean, you've got the calorie count for it. I don't. I'm trying to lose weight, y'all. I've lost 20 pounds since March. I've sort of plateaued recently. So I'm trying to get back on track. So I'm just going to do the top and the bottom. I'm not worried about going all the way around. I will grab my brayer again. What did I do with it? Oh, if it'd been a snake, it'd have bit me. So I'm just going to give that a quick once over. I'm going to pull off the backing. And just make sure that my tape is straight. And with this particular tape that I get off Amazon, I can move that pull out of my way. If I run my fingernails down the length of the zipper, it really just straightens it right out. I don't really have to worry about ironing it or anything like that. Okay, so now I'm going to take the left side here and line it up with the end of my zipper pull right there. And just kind of center things up and press it down. So that's the front part. So now I'm going to flip it over, and again putting double-sided adhesive on the wrong side over the pieces that I folded. I do use a lot of double-sided tape, y'all. A lot of double-sided tape. Fireweed Stitches loves me. So I'll order like 8 to 10 rolls at a time. There we go. So now I'm going to take that and peel off the backing, and again just center it right over the zipper, butting this edge up to the end of the zipper pull. And that's going to line it up pretty much with the other side. Give it a press down, and now I'm going to go over to the machine and top stitch all the way around that, and that's that half of the pocket attached. I'll take the other half over there with me. We're going to leave the bottom open. So let's go over there and get this put together. Yeah, it is. She's got some good product. Okay, so I like to start on the bottom side of my pocket. With the number 5 zipper, I also don't have to worry about the zipper foot. I literally just put the side of my foot down next to the zipper teeth and start sewing. Now this is going to be a little bit further away on the bottom because I'm a little off center with my tape, but I'm not going to stress that too much. So I'm just going to start sewing. I'm not back stitching on that either. I'll move my pull out of the way for just a minute. Turn and go right over the side. One more half stitch. And yep. Now I do see that there's a little bit of gum on my needle, but I haven't really found that there's been any issue with that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold this starting thread out of the way and go right up to it. I'm going to try to drop my needle down in that same hole right next to it. All right. I'm going to leave myself some tails there because I'm going to be pulling this through. Oh, come on. So I'm going to try my best to pull it through here. I'll pull it to the back side and then pull it through behind. I may end up having to use, oh, what just happened there? Oh, I pulled it out. I'm going to grab a straight pin. I pulled the thread out of it without pulling it through. There we go. So I'm going to try to push this needle threader through that hole that's there. It's not very big. Make sure I'm in the right spot. I am. If I can push this needle threader through, I can put all of those threads on it or in it. Yeah, that's not going to work. Where's my other one? I have one of the little hook ones here somewhere. I guess I lost it too. This isn't really necessary if you want to backstitch. I'm just being a bit anal here. There we go. And then this one. Again, this is absolutely not necessary. I'll look at chat in just a second. Come on. There we go. So now I can tie all of this off behind this, and there's no backstitching and there's no loose thread in the pocket, any tails or anything like that. There we go. So I'm actually just going to leave those tails hanging. No one's ever going to see them. You and I are the only ones who know that they are there. All right. I get my tape from Fireweed Stitches. There should be a link for it in the description of the video. It might say Bags by Cat. Look really quickly. I'm just going to check that really quick so I can be sure. Yeah. Yippers. That's not the right page. Oh, shoot. Perfect. Okay. I need to fix this thing right here. There we go. You are now a moderator for me there. Pixie's over here as well. I hope you don't mind. I just jumped the gun and added you, but I figure if I'm streaming more over here than I am on Twitch for sewing, then it's just basically relocating. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and add the pocket on. Or the rest of the pocket. So I'm just going to line it up, clip it in place, and then we're going to sew up, across, and down, and leave the bottom open. Because with this particular bag, the entire bottom of the lining gets left open. And then it gets pulled out through the pocket and sewn shut, and then the pocket gets sewn shut, which is kind of cool. All right, so I'm going to start on this side, reduce my stitch length. I don't need more than a couple of clips in it, so. Yeah, she has it in like, I think it's like 3 different lengths. Perfect, good. Three or 4 different lengths, I can't remember. I have it in 2 lengths. This one is larger than 1/8 of an inch, but smaller than 1/4 inch. It's sort of like 3/16 of an inch because it's in centimeters. So I just order what I think is close to what I need. And then the other one is almost 1/2 an inch that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and trim those threads. So now we've got a really nice finish on the outside of the pocket. And there's no raw zipper tape inside the pocket. And there's also no facing used, which is why I like doing it this way. So there is our zipper pocket installed. So it's time to start actually assembling the bag. Y'all, this is it. It's probably not going to be 4 hours tonight. So I'm going to switch back over here to the counter and get ready to start putting this together. So I still have to cut the top zipper of the bag. I haven't cut that yet. I'm not even sure. That's one thing that I will have to refer back to the pattern for, because I didn't even bother to write that down. Let me go. It's not on the cut page either that I recall. So zipper, 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 where? 20 inches that I need to cut. So yeah, the more I'm streaming over here instead of on Twitch for sewing, and with the more active communication, Twitch seems to be going back to mostly gaming. The creative community over there isn't getting as much attention as it was for a while. So I'm going to take a sip of water. So that's what I may do. The more I think about it, the more I like the idea of having my sewing broadcast, not necessarily my creative broadcast, but my sewing broadcast happen here on YouTube. There will still be creative broadcasts. Where is it? The gremlin has struck. I didn't even see him come in. He does things like that to me every now and then, y'all. It's funny. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I don't mind these. I could tape them down or whatever, but I completely lost my train of thought again. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. I like it. The more I think about it, the more I like the idea of having my creative broadcasts be over here and my sewing broadcasts be here, but I would still have some creative broadcasts, like my cosplay stuff. My fairy wings or my pixie wings that I've been working on, things like that will still be over on Twitch. Costume sewing, things like that. For anybody who's wondering about the wings, give me just a second. I still have 3 more wings to make, but I have these done. These are for my costume for a Renaissance fair. Aren't they pretty? Oh yeah, Nav came in and just piled up a bunch of my tools and stuff on top of my work. But yeah, this is the part that I have done of my wings. I'm pretty stinking happy with them too. So I just have them sort of hanged? Holy cow, hung up over there on the other side of the room. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go over and sew down both sides. The reason that my clips are flipped on one side is because to keep my bag nice and square, nice and straight, I'm only gonna sew top to bottom. So I'm gonna sew top to bottom on this side, and then I'm gonna flip it and sew top to bottom on this side. Nothing gets sewn on the bottom until after the lining has been sewn into the bag. Oh, thank you, Jan. Yeah, I love all things creative. I don't just sew. So, yeah, oh, I almost forgot to switch the screen over. Yeah, I do paper crafting and arm knitting and crochet and if it's a creative outlet, pursuit, what have you, however you want to call it, I'll try it at least once. I like woodworking and power tools and all kinds of things. It's crazy, I know. Still on my structural stitch length. Stuff on my table gets in the way. Gonna flip this over. I said, what, 20 inches of zipper that I needed to cut? I think that's what it was. So I'm just gonna kind of hold this out of the way. I took my son today, he was gonna try to get his learner's permit for driving. So when I was in school, when you were 15, you went and took the written test and you had the year to drive, or to learn to drive and practice driving, and then at 16, you could take the practical portion, or the actual driving portion of the test. Well, apparently it doesn't work like that anymore, at least not here. So the school that he goes to is a special needs school, so normally he would be offered driver's ed and his learner's permit in school, not by the DMV. The school does it here. I've never heard of that before. So because his school doesn't offer the driver's ed class, he can't get his learner's permit until he's 18. How crazy is that? Okay. Oops, I hit the floor. I'm going to transition my screens over here. Where did that clip go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so he can't get his learner's permit until he's 18. Why is that? Oh my gosh. Y'all see that, right? It's a good thing that I don't sell the first of that I make of something typically. That's true. You know what? I'm going to say that this pocket was intentionally off center, and I'm going to add the key catcher by rivet right here on this side, and the two together will be centered. Oh my gosh, y'all, this will be mine anyway. I won't be selling this one. I'll just be a little more careful in the future. Scatterbrained. What did I tell you? I'm scatterbrained. And I do this a lot when I'm talking and working. Yeah. That's okay. I'm not going to stress it. We'll make it look intentional. We're going to call it a happy accident. So I have this piece here already cut and ready to go. I'm going to use a 1/2 inch. And I think that I have one of the new pulls still in a 1/2 inch, or did I use it? This is 3/4 inch. Yeah. Okay. I don't have one of the new pulls in a 1/2 inch. She's pulled me out of some scrapes, y'all, with some sewing scrapes. So I guess I'm gonna have to use one of these old ones from my stash. I wanted to use one of my new pulls. I do have some hardware available in my shop, y'all. I have, currently I have this style in 3/4 inch. So I have this style in 3/4 inch, and then I have I don't have much of this left. This is the last 1-inch pack that I have of this style, and then I also have this style in 1 inch. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can kind of sort of see it there. Yeah, I have one 1-inch swivel clasp and one 1-inch D-ring packet left in my shop. So I've got to order those again soon. So I'm going to start by putting a line down the center. It doesn't have to be super visible. So that's just my fold 2 line. Okay, so yeah, this is the 2 widths of the double-sided adhesive that I have from Fireweed Stitches. I want to say this is a 4mm. Actually, I can check that. We can find out. I have my cute little jewelry calipers here. So the small is the small is 4mm. And the large that I have is a 9-10mm, something like that. It looks like it's right there between the 9 and the 10. So I'm going to use the larger for this. Like it's about, actually it's about 3/8 inch. So I'll do this one, yeah, 9.5. That could be why it was coming out right between the 9 and the 10. All right, so then I'm gonna fold this into the center, do a double fold. And this is just a scrap piece of the same waterproof canvas that I'm using for the lining. I freaking love this for bag line and jaw, and my clients do too, because the way I sell it is that it's easy to clean. It's waterproof and it's easy to clean. And they like that. They like the lining of their bag. If they can just, you know, shake it out and then wipe it down, they are happy with it. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a little crazy here in just a second. And because of my little faux pas, my little snafu that I got myself into, and changing the way that this attaches, actually I guess I could just fold it around. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I'm going to go and top stitch it. I fold it, top stitch it down both sides. And then what I'm going to do is, once I put my piece of hardware on there, this is going to be kind of thick though. So I will fold this around behind, like so, and then rivet through. And then this will hang inside next to the pocket. Yep. Okay. All right, so I'm going to switch over and top stitch this. To make sure that everything's lined up nicely. Here we go. And I'll top stitch this at about 1/8 of an inch. This is going to be kind of, that end is going to be sort of on the back side, so I'm not going to worry about how close I am to the edge there on that one for back stitching. I want to remember that this is my top side, the pretty side, and transition back over there. Right? So this is my top side. Helps if I use the right side of that. Oh, see? It goes this way. Oh, y'all, it's been a long day. Yeah. So then I'm going to fold this over this. And then what I will do is put a rivet through the lining to hold it here, and this will hang. On this side. Actually, I don't like that. I'm not happy with the thickness there. Think. I could do it like a hidden strap connector. Cut a slit right there and push that through. I'm about to get crazy. That's what I'm gonna do. So right here, even with the zipper tape, I'm going to so this is where it needs to come out. So then this needs to be up, over, and down. As long as that is straight. And a 1/2 inch. I may have just lost my mind. Okay, so it needs to be the other way. Yeah, it needs to be the other way. So this needs to come down, since it's like the opposite of what we usually do for... Okay. Exactly. Exactly. It's too late to change my mind now. Ooh, what you having for dinner? And they're mine. That's why I don't cut zipper tape. That thing is coming unraveled. Come here. There we go. So, it's too late to back out now because I've already cut a hole in it. Ooh, that sounds good. So, I've already cut the hole. So we're locked into this method now. So, I may have to cut it a little bit wider actually. Nope, we're good. I'm not mad at that. So I'm going to pull the top part out just like as if I were doing the hidden strap connector, and I'm going to sew the bottom part down first. So I'm going to go over to the machine and do that really quickly. I'll go ahead and drop the hardware on the floor. Where did it go? I wasn't holding it, it just fell right out. So you can kind of see what I got going on right there. I need to make sure that I'm far enough down that I'm sewing on the material. I'm just going to do a quick little back and forth right across there, making sure this is straight. great. Helps if I reduce that stitch length. All right, that isn't going anywhere. All right. So now what I'm going to do is put this on there and insert this part. Now I'm going to put a rivet right there. Should I put another one down here just for, so it kind of holds this flat? I think I will. Yeah. I keep hitting that, I'm gonna have to take it down. So I'm gonna grab my hole punch and my rivet press and go ahead and put a rivet in that. Where are my rivets? There they are. Yeah, I'm thinking just so that it holds it more flat, because it does, this waterproof canvas is pretty structured. It's stiff. It doesn't iron well. It's not like the stuff you can get at Walmart, because that's what I started off with when I first started using waterproof canvas, and then I found Fabric Wholesale Direct, and I was like, oh gosh, this stuff is amazing. Okay. I probably should have done this before all of this was put together. But then again, I didn't see the issue until afterwards, so we're here. All right, so again, my usual method of eyeballing things, just making sure that I'm catching the back side of it. There we go. Come off there. See, I have my caps in one, all labeled. Go ahead and pull out two for the other end. And my posts. Oh, come on, get on there. My rivet press lives on my sewing table, so there we go. That's attached, and I am going to go ahead and put another one right down here. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Right down here. Let me first make sure. Okay, this is going to, let's get out of the way. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to make sure that it's hanging flat. So now I've kind of fixed that wonkiness inside that I created by not paying attention to what I was doing. Get off. My hole punch is quite old, y'all, and it's probably needs to be replaced. But I'll use something to death before I replace it. All right, there we go. Fixed it. Now it looks less unbalanced. Except for the fact that that is now unbalanced. Okay. All right, let me put all this stuff out of the way, and then we can get back to attaching everything. Still got to cut that 20 inches of zipper tape. All right, gonna switch over here. So now when you open this up, that is a little less lopsided in there. I don't mind that. That actually does not look bad. What do you think? Yeah, kind of like it. Okay, so there's our lining done as far as we can do it as it is, as well as our exterior done as much as we can do until we're ready to put these together. So now I need to pull out some zipper tape. So there's 3 things that I'm going to need for this part. I'm going to need to pull out a zipper end. And I think I got these zipper ends from Fireweed Stitches as well, because Lauren was out of the ones that she carries. These have a little bit more of a boxy shape, which I really like for this because I'm going to be putting bag corners on it. So I like the way it sort of coordinates. I can't get the lid back on the box there. Okay, come here, screw. So I have my little screw here I'm going to put into the bag with its part. That way I don't lose it, and it's going right over on my little odds and ends plate so that it's out and ready to go. We'll go ahead and pull out the whole bag of bag corners because I will likely not do it right the first time. I think there's probably supposed to be some sort of special tool that you put those on with, and yeah, I use my key fob pliers for that because that's what I've got. What else do I need? I'm thinking that I will probably make a tassel. I only have 2 of these left. Okay. Love you. Hey, are you getting poisoned while you're out? Okay. Yeah.
Paid almost $8 for 3 of those.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's half the price it would be for a fucking 12 pack.
For an energy drink. That's nuts.
And the 12 pack is $20. I paid half for 3.
I really liked that cherry one.
Yeah.
So there's that. So I will do a tassel for this bag, I think. I like tassels lately, y'all. Oh, zipper, 20 inches of zipper, and we're going to again use the black zipper. I'm gonna do 21 because you never know. Make sure that I give this a good heat seal this time. I have learned to only seal the fabric part. Don't let the heat hit my zipper tape or the coil too much because it will melt the coil and then it makes it harder to put the zipper pull on. Yeah, by poison I meant energy drinks. Because neither one of us really needs to be drinking it. They're not good for you at all. And I don't normally drink them. Yesterday was the first time I've drank an entire energy drink myself. I've had sips of his before, but for some, and I don't like cherry flavored things either. But the cherry amp, the cherry Mountain Dew amp is like really good. And I drank a whole one all by myself yesterday. I felt like a big girl. Okay, zipper pull. My hand left. Okay. So, I'm gonna, what did I do with my fork? Let's see if I can, oh, wait. Maybe? So I had a product that I was working on with a friend who does 3D printing. And it turned out to be a spectacular fail. Wait, do I want to put the zipper pull on now or do I want to wait? think I want to wait. Stop sticking to everything. There. That's good there. I'm going to refer to the pattern really quick for this part because I want to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. So she actually has her zipper pull on. Oh. Okay, well that's fine. So yeah, I do it that way. Wait, what? Okay, so I need my stapler and I'm gonna do my little fold over thing. This is how I prep my zippers because I am too lazy to hand baste it anymore. But why hand baste it when you can just put a staple in it? It's a lot faster. And a lot more forgiving on the fingers. There we go, zipper prepped. That was took what, 2 seconds. Sorry, I'm gonna grab a sip of water. I have to make sure that I'm staying hydrated. So what kind of projects is everybody else working on right now? What bags are on your sewing table or other projects? I'm telling you, I gotta start getting the holiday pillows ready for the shop. I have some already made. I've got like 3 or 4 sets already done. But I have the material cut out for about, I don't know, 20 more sets or so. Okay, so it says, check these things here and fold this in half and put a clip on it. Okay. And measure and mark. So I swear that shows up on my finger better than it does on the fabric. I am going to use a pin because it's within the seam allowance that I'm making this mark. Again, it marks on my finger better than it does on the fabric. Oh, nice. Something else that a lot of people might not know about me, if you've been to my Twitch stream, you may know, or may not, I don't know, that I'm a little bit on the spooky side. I like the spooky stuff. You wouldn't be able to tell it from, you know, the things that you see on stream. But yeah, I got these flower picks at the Dollar Tree the other day for my daughter and myself. I'm gonna make us some hair bows with some really pretty black flowers and stuff on them. Halloween was always the time when we decorated the most. I'm sure they won't. I can't remember if, I'm pretty sure I got this idea from somebody else. So I can't really claim that either. But I've been doing it for so long now that I can't remember where I got it from. Okay, so another quick reference of the pattern. So something else that I will do with this bag that I don't normally do is I will likely baste the zipper on. I know, crazy, right? I don't usually baste, but it is what it is. So I'm going to start with this side. And it does have a bit of a curve here, so hopefully I won't end up with any sort of wonkiness in my zipper. I'm going to press open the seam allowance of the bag exterior right there. And just make sure that I'm staying right on the edge. And pull that off because it's just going to get in my way. I also want to make sure that I'm not stretching the zipper tape because it does stretch just slightly. That's true. That is true. I think the issue there was I was misinformed, and rather than being diplomatic about it, I was attacked for it because I called it the wrong thing or what have you, whatever. They were offended for their friend or whatever. So here I start tapering away. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to put a pin right there. Pin. I've been told that I say this and this the same, so I'm trying to delineate between the two. This is a pen. This is a pin. Pen, pin. So, I'm going to put a pin right here so that I know that's where I need to start tapering it away. Or actually, yeah, that's where I need to start tapering it away. So it comes off like that. So I'm going to go ahead and, yes, I agree. I agree completely. It's certainly not the way I would have handled it. But I have been told recently by a friend and broadcaster that I'm too nice. So she says I am too nice to people. I can't help it. And the same day, my therapist, or not my therapist, but my psychiatrist that prescribes my antidepressants, informed me also that I'm too nice, that I'm too much of a people pleaser. And my response was, well, thanks for that. I think, and I also think a lot of times people become these keyboard warriors that think they have to take something up as their cause when the thing that they're taking up as a cause doesn't really warrant being a cause, if that makes sense. But it is okay. I have moved on from it. Okay, so now those are placed right sides together. I'm going to fold this back out of the way and put a clip there. And there, and there, and there. Just to make sure that I'm not accidentally sewing over it at any point. Yeah, I love that the stabilizer isn't in this part until well after the lining gets sewn in. Like, I love the construction of this bag. I can't say enough good things about it. I love it. I like it a lot. So now I'm going to go over and baste this on. Yeah. This should be fun. Switch my view here. I thought I just sat on a clip, but there's nothing. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna kind of turn the bag upside down like this. Inside out might have been easier. Okay. I'm gonna be mushing this and maneuvering it, and hopefully I don't mess up. Yep, I'm on my lower stitch length. Pull this out a little bit. I didn't even realize these were here. It's popped out of my my hole punch. Yeah, I don't usually baste zippers on, because I'm just too lazy for that. I also normally use double-sided adhesive to hold the zipper in place, so that's pretty strong, you know? Okay, what do we got there? Okay, that's a clip on the other side that's like... Again, don't be afraid to mush that bag. I'm trying to keep this as straight as possible so that I don't end up with this wonkiness once the bag is completed. So I will likely stop a couple of times along the way just to make sure things are still where they're supposed to be, where I placed them to start with. And that the other side of the bag is still staying out of the way. Okay, so see right here, I can tell that things are not laying the way I would like for them to lay. So I'm going to kind of maneuver everything around and try not to stab myself in the finger with either of these pins that are here. Pin, not pen. Okay. All right, so here's where I want to kind of maneuver this so that it's more... Ow! Kind of like this. And like, excuse me, out of my way with the press. This part, I have a feeling is going to end up getting a little wonky because it does have a curve there. So I'm trying to make sure these are staying out of my way. Ow! Okay, so now I'm going to pull this pin out. I forgot my little pin cushion. Oh, you probably can't see what the hell's going on here around the... Oh, I'm a potty mouth too. I forgot to warn you about that. Occasionally, I will let one slip. So I'm going to taper that off. That wasn't too bad. Okay, I got all of this to move out of the way, and then I'm going to go ahead and baste the other side. I will do my best to make sure that my language is kept as clean as possible most of the time, but occasionally I will let one slip. I'm just putting a little clip over on the other side so that that zipper tape doesn't get in my way. This probably would be a lot easier if it were inside out. What did I just throw? Oh. Did I mention I'm unorganized? This is the real me all the time when I'm live, so. I'm gonna kind of start this. I'm gonna backstitch. Get that pin out of there. Now I can take that off since I no longer need it. No, you don't. There we go. Now we're on the straightaway. So again, I'm going to try to keep this as straight as possible as I'm going. I'll stop sewing every now and then and look over at chat. I don't want to miss anything anybody says. But I also don't want to make a big mistake like I did earlier. That was crazy. I don't think I've ever done that before either. You saw it first. I'm always afraid I'm just going to stitch right over my finger at some point, because they are always up in the way. Okay, we are basted in place. Both ends are tapered. Yay! Now we'll go over and clip in the lining. I got to looking at this and I thought it was a lot larger for some reason than it actually is, but okay, so I'm going to pull up my Rihanna. This is the pattern that one of the patterns that I'm working on. This is one of my own bags. It is not much bigger than the Rihanna tote. The big difference is the Rihanna is a squared off. It is very much a boxy tote, whereas this is tapered at the top. But they are almost the same size. But I have a lot of stuff in my Rihanna. I have put her through the ringer to test her. All right, so I'm going to leave the sides clipped down like so. I want to make sure that my zipper pocket in the lining is toward the back and my slip pockets are toward the front. So I am stuffing this inside this. Maybe? Makes sense to me. Okay. That's what I normally do anyway. Let me refer back to the pattern to, yep, did that. I can't tell from the picture in the pattern which part she has on the outside. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't think it really matters though. To you? I don't think it does, as long as the two of them get sewn together. Okay, so I want to make sure that these are pushed down and out of the way. And that they stay out of the way while I line this up. I'm not too concerned about those threads there. But I'm going to line up all of my centers first. Just kind of straighten all this stuff out here. So my bottom stabilizer is pretty firm. I used 2 layers of Decovil. That's the heavy, not the light. So it doesn't want to bend and move the way I might want it to bend and move. Did I not find the center of my, oh great. Found the center here. Where's the center of this? How did I not mark the centers? Oh, I did mark the centers, but then I put interfacing on it. So then the mark was covered up. Ah, I love these moments. So, I'm going to sort of just eyeball this in where it needs to go. Ow, I just pinched myself with that. This didn't stay clipped. And back over here. So I will get these sides where they obviously are supposed to line up with the lining because it's a different shape. That is just slipping right out. Put more clips over there on the ends. Because I wanted a firmer bottom, and also because of the screw bag feet, I had to do, besides the 2 layers of Decovil, I also had to put 2 layers of Peltex inside the screw thing, and I'll show those to you in just a minute, to keep it from just like falling apart, basically, I guess. There was too much space. And I wanted like normally I would use, I like using Peltex for my bag bottoms as well as plastic canvas, but because of the construction of this particular bag, like this is the corrugated plastic, I actually use this for bag bottoms. And I picked this up at Staples because it gives it a nice hard bottom. If it gets wet, it's not going to hurt it. But because of the way this bag is constructed, I didn't think it would be as easy to get that into the bag. So I decided that I would go with 2 layers of Decovil. Okay. I'll have to look it up. It's not that expensive, and I can get several bags out of one sheet. Like, I've already cut 3 bags out of this sheet. 3 or 4 bags out of this sheet, and I can get at least another 3, maybe 4 bags, depending on the size of the bag, more out of this sheet here. So, and I want to say it might have been like $2 or $3 per sheet. Actually, I can look real quick. Nope, that's not what I was looking at. Nope, nope, that's not it. Okay, so obviously these prices on the website are not what I was looking for. Yeah, it wasn't that expensive though. No, I use a box cutter. I either use, I have a couple of different ones. So I either use, it's here somewhere, I swear. Oh, here it is. Wrong drawer, but it's there. So I either use this one or this one. And I just got new blades for this one. This is my favorite one because it's got a little more weight to it. And these blades are usually super, super sharp. But yeah, I use one or the other, just with my straight edge. As long as you've got a good sharp blade, it'll go right through it like a hot knife through butter. I'm a believer in using whatever tool you have quite often. So, if I didn't have those, I'd likely probably try to pick up a kitchen knife to cut it. Who knows? I'm an oddball, I know. Hey. Okay. So now I'm going to go over there and attempt to sew around this. Position. I'm going to grab my water and have a sip. Oops, sorry, I did not need to hit that camera. Stop bouncing. Okay. I'm not really concerned about which side I start on. I'm gonna come in between a couple of my clips there. She does have the sizes of the reduce that seam allowance there. The sizes of the stabilizer are quite a bit smaller than the actual. Alright, that is pulling and is going to drive me nuts. I'm not afraid to mush things. This bit right here is going to be a little bit tricky because this the fabric is wanting to pull away from where I want it to be. So I'm kind of getting under here and manhandling it just a little bit. Like that. Come on. And have my little homemade hump jumper because again, I'm cheap. This is 2 pieces of Peltex ironed together. I try to save money anywhere I can. Anywhere I can. All right. Side number 2. If we can keep this thing from pulling like the other side did, I might just be a happy camper. I'm going to end up with a wonky zipper on this bag. I think the cotton material is a little thin for this machine, for this particular project. And I will likely reuse vinyl next time. Where I've used the Tim Holtz fabric on this one, I will likely use vinyl because it's not, it's harder to work with, to be completely honest. This cotton is not, it's not being my friend right now. I'm smiling, I promise. Come on. Come on. I talk to it as if that's going to help. Does anybody else do that? Ah, see? That's what I'm talking about. This is why it just fell off. And now I have to figure out how to get in there with the screwdriver to put the blasted thing back on. I'm going to call Sunny's back. Yesterday, I called them yesterday. I'm going to call them back tomorrow. I called them yesterday and I texted back and forth and they were supposed to call me right back. They have my address, but they were supposed to call me right back so that I could pay for it so they could send it to me. So we're back on. Ow, I just pinched myself. But yeah, the blasted thing, it just falls off while I'm sewing. Yeah, I'll call them back tomorrow and be like, hey, did you forget about me? Because I need that screw. I I need the correct tools for the job, and I need those tools to be in good working order. Almost there. We're almost done. Okay. It just fell. Did you see that? It just fell off again. This makes it hard to actually do things, you know? When you're constantly having to put things back together, they're falling apart while you're using them. It's a serious problem. I cannot tighten it down anymore. And the screwdriver that came with my machine doesn't fit the screw. It's too, the head doesn't fit in this. Oh, wait. It just slips right out. So I can't really get any torque on it to tighten it down more. Anyway. So we'll go back over to the counter and see what kind of mess I made of this. I will say turning it is super stinking easy. Ta-da! Bag turned. Yeah, I think I will do something a little different next time, or I will stabilize it a bit more or a bit better. I don't know. So I think top stitching is next. There's that clip. Normally, I would absolutely top stitch from the outside. This is where a free arm machine would be amazing. But I don't have one. And I'm going to break my own rule and, oh, no. Okay, how in the heck is that so far off? Yeah, I'm not happy with this zipper. I'm not happy at all with that zipper. Somehow, probably when I was sewing the lining to the exterior, the tail here of my zipper that is supposed to be sticking out at the side here is, it moved up and got caught in my stitching, right? Which is interesting because I couldn't keep the rest of the things in place where it was supposed to. So I'm gonna have to pick that. And I don't want to do it on stream. So I think, oh, I don't like that either. I think we're going to have a part 3. And I'm going to take the time to unpick this off camera. And then when we come back, probably tomorrow, because I need to get this done and out of the way. But check out how that turned out. I'm not mad at that being off center now. I'm really not. I like how that looks. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. And then we will come back. I do love that Tim Holtz fabric on there though. Oh, it's so pretty. Maybe next time I will, if I decide to use a nice cotton, I will use that new fabric coat stuff. It's kind of like Odie coat. But yeah, I'm going to end it here, guys. I'm sorry. I will see you all next time. Likely tomorrow. So we'll have a part 3 of putting this bag together. And you guys can see my mistakes in real time. Yay! Thank you so much for spending a bit of your evening with me, and I will see you later.